Hi everyone. So I know I'm in a really echoey room today, but I hope that you can hear me and I hope that the message comes through regardless of the sound quality. So welcome. I know it's been kind of a while since I shared, but it's 11 o'clock here and I still haven't started working, but I still feel like I have to address some of your concerns. Sorry, I had to fix my hair really quickly. Gosh, you guys. Hold on. Is that okay? Nah. It's okay, whatever. So anyways, so I'm gonna start working, like I said, it's 11 a.m. Don't worry about it. I have a really clear schedule and idea of what I want to accomplish today. So I know that even if I'm starting a little bit late, I'm not gonna get too far behind. But I do wanna share this with you all because I do hear this from a lot of people, that fear of, okay, so I have this big idea. I know I'm going to start this new business. I have this app idea that I really think it's going to be amazing, or I have this service that's going to like change people's lives, or I have this product that's going to just take over the world. And I believe you, and I trust you, and I think you can. I totally do. But before you do anything, and especially before you spend any money on starting your business, there is one little thing you have to do. So to some people, this is going to be obvious, but I know that to a lot of people, it's not. So this is why I want to share. The very, very first thing you want to do is you want to prove whether or not people are going to spend money on your idea, right? Because ultimately, you're starting a business, and to run a business, you need to be able to have income, or revenue. So the very first thing that you're going to do before you spend money on designers, before you start coding, before you start selling your idea to investors, the very, very first thing you're going to want to do is, again, prove that people are willing to spend money on it, or that you're solving a problem that people actually have. So it's very, very easy, and you can do this with no money. I did this, but I think I spent like $15 or something on it. But this is like the simplest thing that you can do, and the very, very first step that you should take before, like I said, spending any money on anything else. So here we go. So your proof of concept, which is the official term for what I'm going to be going over today. So the way that you're going to prove your concept for your business is you're going to create a landing page. So landing page, what's a landing page? If you already know, great. But for those of you that don't, a landing page is just that. It's a page you're going to land on from somewhere else. So all you need in this landing page really is a name for your product, like a logo. Even if you don't have a logo, just put a name with that, and a brief explanation of what your product is going to do or what it is. You want it to be enticing, you want it to be compelling, and you want it to be clear exactly what the problem is you're going to be solving. So there are I'm not going to go over copywriting today. I wish I could, but there's so many resources out there for you to just quickly look up and see what's a way to write compellingly, what are the basics that you should have on your landing page. But essentially, all you really need, like I said, is name and a brief explanation of what your product or service is going to do, and the problems that you're solving. So you're going to put this on your landing page. And the easiest way to create a landing page, again, so many resources out there, and you can Google to your heart's content and find the best solution for you. There's so many. There are just numerous landing page solutions out there. But the one that I use, and the one that I used, and the one that I do recommend for beginners is MailChimp. MailChimp is really intuitive, it's really user-friendly, and they have landing pages. So even if you don't have a website, if you don't have a domain, and you don't know exactly what the name is going to be, you can still create a landing page on MailChimp. So, and I believe it's still free. I'm 90% certain that it's still free if you have under a certain number of emails on your list, which you'll start with 0. So it should be free. So it's a free option. You can create that landing page. And like I said, all you need on the landing page is the name, a title, a headline, and the description of what your service or product will do and the problem that you're going to solve. So once you're done creating that, the only call to action that you're going to have on that page is either a sign up button or learn more or join the list, or just a very simple call to action that's going to get people to give you their email. This is crucial because the people who are going to be there in the beginning, the people that show interest in the beginning, are going to be the very best source of research and market feedback that you're going to have from the very beginning. And it's something that you're going to want to constantly be looking for. You constantly want to hear from your customers about how the product's working, what's lacking, what they really enjoy about it, what are the one areas that they really seem to use a lot, what are the things that they kind of don't really pay attention to. So you're going to want to start that process really early on of listening to your people and talking to your people and meeting where they are. So having that area where you can collect their emails is going to be very, very important. You can go one step further here. If you really have the time, let's say you only have half an hour to do this, don't worry about this next step. But if you say you have 2 hours and you're just kind of like chilling at night, your kid's gone to bed, and you're just like, okay, I have time to do something. The next step that you're going to want to do is, after that sign up button, you're going to want to take them to a very brief survey. Ask 2 or 3 questions. Basically, how did you hear about us? Have some options on, like, say you're providing a service that's a subscription. You want to say, hey, would you pay, what's the most that you would pay for this? And you give them a couple of options and let them kind of tell you how much you could realistically be charging for this product. And then maybe another question of like, what's the one thing that you wish this product would really do? That's it. And that's the end of that. So once you have this landing page and maybe the survey done, then you're pretty much good to go. So what comes after this? So now this is where you kind of have to make a choice. Do I want to spend a little bit of money, or am I really just going to use my resources? Both are perfectly fine. So if you go the route of, I'm not ready to put a dime into this until I know that it's going to make money, great. So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to start telling people about it. You're going to post it on your social media. You're going to post it on your Facebook. You're going to post it, you send it to all your email list. You're just going to find friends and family, and you're going to push your idea out there and say, hey guys, here's what I'm thinking about. This is eventually what I hope to put out there in the world. Come into this landing page. Let me know what you think. Take the brief survey, sign up for the email newsletter, and get the message out there. The second way to do this virtually free is look for networking events. Find any and all networking events where you think your ideal customer is going to be at, and go meet them where they're at. You know, there are meetups, there's Eventbrite that has a lot of events. And if you happen to live in a really small place where maybe there really is nothing, even if it's, you know, maybe you have a church or whatever, but if you feel like, hey, that's not my jam, I'm not going to leave the house to do this, perfectly fine. There are plenty of networking chances online. You can find Facebook groups of people who you feel are your likely customers, but very strategic. One caveat on the Facebook group thing is a lot of people don't allow promotions. But if you just ask questions and you're engaged in that community and you're giving as much as you're taking, then you can still get a lot of really great feedback. Apart from Facebook groups, there are, gosh, so many forums. Like, you can spend all day online talking to people who are like-minded or people who you feel will be your ideal customers. So find where they are and go to them. Now, the second option is if you do have a little bit of money to spend. And I'm talking a little bit here. I'm talking $10, $15. I believe what I spent was $15. It might have been 17, but I'm pretty sure it was 15. Regardless, it was under 20 bucks. And all I really did is I created a very, very simple Facebook ad. I took a stock image, and there are many sites out there that you can find free stock images for free. I took a stock image. I created a very simple banner. Basically, just my headline was something to the effect of, hey, have you ever had this problem? And quick blurb about, here's the way that this product is going to solve that problem, and here are all the ways that your life's going to be better because of it. and you put that ad out there. I'm not going to go into detailed description on how to create a Facebook ad, because that in itself would take a long time. But it's worth you doing a little bit of research, because if you do have that extra money to spend, like I said, even if it's 20, 15, 10 bucks, it's good for you to start, again, reaching those people and finding your ideal customers. Because when you create a Facebook ad, you can create a very detailed customer profile of who they're going to be targeting that ad to. So, you may have an idea of, hey, these are the exact people that I think are going to buy my product. They're going to be parents over 35 who have a full-time job and live in this area. So you can start creating that really specific list of people who you think are your ideal clients through the creation of Facebook ad. And you can do something that's very short term. You can do maybe at the most a week or something like that, and let that ad run. And all you're going to do is you're going to start gauging, you're going to start tracking clicks. You want to start gauging people's interest in what you have to offer. Real people who you don't know, who are only coming to your landing page because they saw your ad. It takes a lot to get somebody to click on an advertising online. Think of yourself, I think of myself. I've been working in ad tech for years, and I never click on ads. It takes something really compelling for me to click on something and actually go to their page. So if you're seeing clicks, if you're seeing movement on your ads, then you have proof. You have proof that this is something that people are interested in. You have proof that this is something that people are willing to click on and eventually buy. And if they happen to fill out that survey for you, then you know exactly how much they're willing to spend on your product. So if you can, and if you can afford to do this, go ahead and create a very, very simple Facebook ad. Let it run for a few days, not that long, and give yourself a goal. It's going to be, you can determine this yourself, but you can create something like, hey, if 30 people click, if I get 10 emails, if whatever, create yourself an easy target to gauge interest and have it be like your goalpost for whether or not your idea has been proved successful or viable. Now let's go to the other side. So let's say you've done all this, right? You created your landing page, you put your idea out there, you even created a Facebook ad or two, and crickets. No one's interested, no one's coming to your page, no one's clicking. Don't panic. This is okay. It's all perfectly fine. All this means is that you maybe don't have compelling enough language. And so all you have to do is kind of go back to the drawing board and really start figuring out like what would be the right copy to get people to come and click on that ad, right? So the main thing I have to say about that is solve a problem. People are more willing to stop doing something that they don't want to do anymore than to actively pursue something beneficial. Basically, I'm saying like, let's say you're doing something for people who want to lose weight. Stop eating sells a lot more than start being healthy. So sorry to all the people. This is by no ways any endorsement for people to stop eating at all. I'm sorry, that was just off the cuff. But you get what I'm saying. Like if you want, the language that you should be using is that's really going to be compelling is one that's going to get people away from a negative rather than towards a positive. So go back to the drawing board, rework your language that way. And if that's still not getting any clicks, maybe you're not solving the right problem. So start, brainstorming and start figuring out what am I really solving here? It may be that you think you're solving one thing, but you're really solving another. So all this are going to be your opportunity to learn not only how to speak to your audience, but to learn about the product that you're building. If you think you're solving something, but people are really looking for a different solution that comes from what you're doing, then you might have to change your idea around how you're building your product and what your product's actually going to do. So regardless of which way your test goes, whether a lot of people are clicking or you hear nothing from anybody, there's a learning to come from both of those things. And they're both great places to start. I mean, first of all, you're not spending anything. And if you are, it's very little. And secondly, this goes to show that let's say you spent all that time building that product with all that marketing and no one buys from you. If you just take this one step beforehand, you will guarantee that people will respond to whatever you put out there eventually. So don't be afraid to take this first step. This is all you have to do. I mean, this is also great for people who are really insecure of their abilities to start a business, insecure of like whether or not their idea is good. Like if you're just basically dealing with insecurities, this is the easiest baby step you can take, and you can take it today and you can take it in under 2 hours. So start here, start small, start lean, but start. And I'm so happy that you're here. I'm so happy that I got to share this knowledge with you all. And if you have any questions, please you can reach me directly at naz@theminddesigner.com, and I will see you shortly. Bye.